This is a Japanese paper balloon. Despite its hole being open to air, it will not deflate when you play with it. If you squeeze the balloon to make it deflate and play with the balloon, it will inflate again. The repeating bouncing made it go back to its fully inflated condition. But why does it do that? This mystery involves air pressure. Air has density. If you compare the air on mountains and the air in valleys, the air is thinner on the mountains and denser in the valleys. The higher you go, the thinner the air, which is why mountain climbers carry oxygen tanks when they're climbing. Air has a property which causes the denser air to flow towards the thinner air. This movement, caused by the want to even out the density overall, is called diffusion. Now, take a look at this. This cup has some erasers in it. When I transfer these erasers into a bigger cup, even though the number of erasers have not changed, the contents of the cup appears to have lessened. Think of the erasers as air particles. Even if the amount of air is the same, when the volume increases, the air becomes thinner. When the volume decreases, the air becomes denser. Japanese paper balloons utilize these two properties of air. Let's do an experiment to observe how the paper balloon inflates. You'll need a Japanese paper balloon and a camera that has a slow-motion video feature. Most phone cameras have this feature already installed. Make the paper balloon deflate and hit the balloon while recording. Try to capture yourself hitting the balloon as close as possible. Once the balloon inflates, stop the recording and play it back to check for yourself. The paper balloon is dented after you hit it, but it inflated again in the air. Yes, even when you make the paper balloon dent, it inflates again because the expansion is greater than the compression, which makes the balloon inflate again by hitting it more. But why does the paper balloon inflate after getting hit? This is due to the two properties of air I mentioned earlier in the video. When you hit the paper balloon, its volume decreases, making the air inside denser. Since air has property of moving from areas that are denser to areas that are thinner, the air flows out of the balloon. As air flows out, the air inside the balloon becomes less dense. Consequently, a large amount of the surrounding denser air flows into the balloon. As air flows in, the balloon expands. Because more air flows into the balloon than it flows out, the balloon expands when this process repeats. Do you understand how the Japanese paper balloon works now? My explanation is a very summarized version of the complicated mechanism. If you have questions such as, why does more air flow in than out? Or, is the duration of air flowing in and out the same? And want to know more details, please check the link in the description box below. I'll see you in the next video.